I'll give the spiciness award to Kent State here, pulling out the Lucian bot, the Diana mid picks you don't see very often, and again the Blitzcrank. So, do we see level 1 funny business out of the Blitzcrank team? What do you think?
Well, there's a rule in solo queue that if you got a blitz, you invade.
Have to invade.
I don't know. I don't know how well that translates to competitive. We will see. All right, and we are in game here.
All right, very good.
Alrighty.
Camera angle is set.
Yep, camera angle set. We're ready to go. We see them diving straight mid. We don't see the fan out, whereas CSU is, so that tells me that this will indeed be an invade. Set does spot them out, moving into bot side river. Thresh is on the other side of the wall here. Blitz could go for a blind hook. Let's call it a day. This is an awkward position.
Could be Thresh flash.
They trade flashes. I personally think Blitz was in range to hit the hook there. You could just throw the Q and get a flash for free. Or you could trade flashes, try to predict where the flash is going to go, and maybe get a kill.
Yeah, but if you're the Hex Flash champion, maybe you're okay with that?
Yeah, maybe. That is true.
Half of me is testing the replay system, but we'll also take a look. Yeah.
He was in range.
He's trying to guarantee the hook.
Yeah, that's what it's about. You flash forward, so I think you're going to flash here. So even if you flash, I'm still close enough to be in range, and I will hit you, we'll get the kill.
And if Neuro Network didn't flash at a nice angle there,
yeah.
A lot of players just flash where they're
straight
running.
Back, and that's what he was expecting,
yeah.
and it worked out in Neural's favor that he flashed, you know, almost at a 90-degree angle, so if not a 90-degree angle.
So mirrored jungle starts.
Yep, so bot side, we'll see. Does Volibear opt into Krugs?
My guess is no. I think he'll go 3 camps and gank.
Yep, looks like that seems to be the case. We'll see what set ops do after finishing Gromp out. As far as priority is concerned, I do think mid lane is slightly Diana favored early, depending on if the Victor is actually going to try to harass as much as possible. But it also doesn't really matter too hard. Diana can start W and use her passive just to permaclear and get early prio if necessary. She opted for Q start here and is just hanging out. She'll hit level 2 and then maybe get prio that way. Renekton does get to level 2 first. Trades. This is actually this was an okay trade for Ornn. Renekton does have built-in sustain, so he can heal up, but despite having a level lead, that was kind of close.
Yeah, and you see the wave stuck kind of just outside of turret range here, but ooh, a nice...
Yeah, and there he goes in. Now he's almost full HP again with the empowered Q.
But we see Volibear approaching.
Tricep
should expect this, but walks right into it. Is that not flash for flash there?
Yeah, he must have queued early. I missed that part.
He did.
You get a replay?
He started with Q.
Yeah, he started with Q.
Oh,
I think
possibly.
you let the Renekton face check and then you Q after he tries to escape. Either way, I think that was
we see it here.
Yeah.
So yeah, starting Q means you don't have the gap closing ability of the move speed after the flash. So I agree with you there. You drop your E on top of yourself, you start with a W, you surprise Shystep with that burst damage as she flashes. Now you follow up with Q. If you need a flash, you at least get another form of lockdown and follow up with that. So
I agree. Either way, it was a sign of really good pathing by Volibear.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Shystep happy not to be punished with that ward timing there. And we see Set and Volibear both on the top side. I think Set is farming his Krugs.
Yep, it looks like he is. Now, we talked about how there's a lot of pressure on Shystep to handle, 4.5 fans. On the flip side, I think there's actually more pressure on her teammates. They got all the champions they wanted.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
We have a really good bot lane. You have a really solid and safe mid laner in Victor, and one of Omaide's comfort picks. What can you do? A really great trade by Kenny right off the bat. Shystep, sorry.
I did that last week like 10 times.
She's getting shoved in. She's chunked. Does have built-in sustain. Can heal back up. She's opting to recall and TP back.
She might have been expecting a turret dive here and wanted to get
Play it
HP.
safe, get full HP, makes sense. Bot lane is Farm Fest. Now, I think we can kind of see either an error by Squirt's Caitlyn or potentially just the pressure of the Blitzcrank pick on Condorex. The fact that they're even in CS despite having such a range advantage and a pressure advantage, in my opinion, just as the 2v2. Caitlyn Thresh is stronger, but there's always a risk of the hook. So do you concede that and just AFK trade farm? We do see Volibear moving in for a gank.
Yeah, let's watch this play out first.
Now, Blitz doesn't have flash here to hook, but we do get the flash stun into a free hook for the Blitzcrank onto Thresh. He dies instantly. TP is channeled by Ornn. Shysep used hers already, so she can... Oh, no, sorry, I misread that completely. That was Oh My Days with the counter TP. He trades a kill. Now the counter TP again from Kent's side by Kenny. Nothing really is followed here aside from the kill onto Daddy Strange. I completely misread that TP. I forgot that we were running double in both lanes. It ended up being almost a handshake, but not quite. Ultimately...
So Volibear using a flash on Thresh which means Blitzcrank can follow up with a hook. Then we have Oh My Days using the mid TP to go down, answered by Starponer with the top TP. So a weird dynamic and exchange of summoner spells here. But like you said, we have 4 TPs on the map here, and all are down now. And the event was a 2-for-1 for Kent State, so already getting gold into the pockets of Lucian and Blitzcrank, which is definitely what you want to see, and we see a bit of a proxy in top
this
lane.
Is an interesting trade. She tries to proxy him here and face tanks the W. She does hit 6, though, and is forced to flash.
Wait.
Again, I don't think you keep face tanking these. It does not matter. Ooh. I think you go for that auto. She did. Yeah. Okay. Still dies.
Oh, 1-for-1, but you see minions dying, and Daddy Strange going to pick up...
that is a lot of damage out from the Volibear. Daddy Strange is basically one shot, and another kill goes the way of Kent.
Yeah, both junglers going to look to pick up some scraps here. Can Daddy run away, or
I'd
does
actually be
Rex
surprised
Q
if he
come
gets
up?
out here. Q should be up. There's no way he gets out of that. That's why I called it.
Yeah, Daddy Strange going for the plate, but runs right into Rect, who is there to collect the minions that would have been lost by Starponer after that nice play by Shysep. You saw her proxying in the wave, but what she was really doing is building Fury in that minion wave and kind of baiting the Ornn in to take that max heal Q. It also gives her 6, which was kill threat.
Yep. It was a smart play, her recognizing where her XP threshold was at. We do see Ornn ulti use. Thresh cancels the recast by engaging. Ornn ulti does come out. Ornn is chunked down, close to dying. Unfortunately, Victor is low on mana. Volibear comes into pressure off the play.
So another 2-for-1 for Kent State. So every time Cleveland State getting a kill, Kent State seemed to get 1 and then 1 extra.
And another, yeah, they're coming out on top of these trades so far. And while I do think it was a smart play by Shysep in the proxy to get 6, bait the fight, there was a lot of free, basically, W chains on the Ornn. Free W procs, brittle procs, chunking her for no really reason. The very first one should not have hit, and she initially lost the trade really hard, and had she not hit 6, she would have died.
Okay, yeah. And had she saved more HP in the process of getting there, maybe she could have lived.
Exactly, and then potentially Set doesn't die to the Volibear, or maybe they can turn that into a 2v1 onto the volley if he tries to trade something.
But we do see about a 15 CS lead and a freeze here for top.
Yep.
So
this is the winning matchup. We expect this, right? Ornn should be down in CS. The question is, can Shysep get more out of this?
nice W from Starponer to interrupt the stun from Shysep.
Now,
he will engage and
the
she will
ulti
ult.
chain doesn't make sense to me because Shysep just used her gap closer, her stun. Q will be up pretty quickly, but the other two will not. Okay, Ornn re-engages, in you ulti, but you have nothing to commit.
Daddy Strange face checking.
You see Daddy Strange face checking the Volibear yet again. The Volibear damage is insane. Gets called down by Lucian, and this is going to be what looks like a dragon for Kent.
Yeah, just walking into a bush without any information, and Volibear with the front-loaded heads-up damage, really just taking advantage of Daddy Strange's false sense of security, basically anywhere he is on the map. As Set, you're kind of used to being able to face check, and you're a pretty tanky champion, but Volibear's burst, pretty unrivaled in the early levels of the game. A champion that, in my opinion, can fall off, but at this stage of the game is fired up and ready to go.
And that was all press the attack damage. He had boots and blue smite at that point. And worryingly, we now see a 2-0 Lucian in what should be a Caitlyn-favored lane.
Yeah, he's rounding out his Bork right now, and when he does complete that, he's clearly the stronger marksman to have, but I think the scaling advantage at the end of the day does go to Cleveland State significantly in the mid and bot lane. Ornn items, that's a good point, but the way that Diana and Lucian deal damage in fights, I think the Victor Kate should be able to outscale.
I agree. It's definitely more. I'm not sure if I would commit hard outscale, but definitely it's more reliable. I do think Victor will probably outscale for sure.
Yeah.
I think Lucian is close to as relevant as Caitlyn. It's just not as reliable. That's the problem.
Yeah. If Kate is hitting the tanks, the Volibear Ornn, while Lucian is getting angles on backline, then Lucian all day. So we'll have to see how the fights play out. And the gold is actually fairly even, only 200 difference despite the 5-2 kill lead, and both teams playing for Herald.
We may see a skirmish break out here.
Ornn and
TP is coming up on Ornn.
Ornn and Caitlyn are bot lane.
Yeah, the only difference here is Ornn can be here and make this a 4v5.
It's coming
Caitlyn
up.
Cannot.
It's coming up soon. I think it's on cooldown, but I think it's coming up.
Yeah, no, it's going to be up any second. They are starting. If they want to actually fight this, Caitlyn needs to have been rotated up at this point. This is way too risky, and the Q goes wide. That's their Q to engage. The Ornn TP is immediately channeled. It looks like it is canceled by a trap by Caitlyn, but it does not matter. The fight is decided before Ornn can even complete his teleport.
Yeah, so nice up square to cancel the TP, but like you said, it didn't even matter. I think Diana must have gotten off with an AoE combo, and then just the raw power of Volibear jungle. That champ is crazy. Lucian as well.
Yeah, replay.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't have another look at that fight, but pretty strongly going the way of Kent State.
Yep, up 5 kills and a little over 1,000 gold at this point. I'm actually surprised that it's only 1,000 gold after that initial play. I think that's largely because of the CS staying relatively close. It's just straight kill gold, and we did get a lot of plates in the early game over to the Renekton, whereas currently plates on red side for CSU are untouched.
Okay, yeah, so a bit of plate difference versus kills, so gold lead not too crazy. I wonder if Cleveland State feels like they're further behind than they really are. That's definitely possible, but probably just avoiding Volibear phase of the game, and as we see Lucian and Diana with their first items coming in.
One thing that I've learned about the Set Volibear matchup is that if Volibear gets the lead, Set isn't really a champion for the remainder of the game unless he can find something to work with. It is a little worrisome, especially Set. You may think, okay, I'll ult the really. Oh, we do see an engage, flash in, instantly deleted. Victor is by Kenny and Rekt.
Yeah, nice play by Rekt here, using that Volibear flash bear slap. And pretty reliable play. Most champions follow up.
Is looking for a fight. Ornn does have ulti available. So does Shystep. She's trying to make this work. All brittle procs are out, and he destroys Shystep in the 1v1.
Yeah, and the solo kill top, and then a tower dive mid lane. Kent State just running away from this game with the Herald that they won with a hard fight, and just a disaster in not only mid lane, but top goes down solo to Ornn.
That's not what you want to see. You don't want to see someone dropping mid, someone dropping top, and then some dropping mid and a tower right after that. A lot of things happening at once to CSU. They need to get this under control in order to actually have a chance to win this game. It's looking a little fiesta on their end. They don't seem to have a direction to work with. Shystep does TP in to try to find a kill in the Ornn, and it appears that she will. Now we are almost 15 minutes in the game. Top laner using TP for a solo gain. that tells me that Shystep at this point is committed to just silent constantly. And I'm not convinced that she can for sure kill this Ornn. If she can do it again, it's going to look really good for CSU. They have a pressure point to work with. But right now they're down to TP when they had TP advantage with Infernal Dragon spawned.
Yeah, they must just be saying, let's give up Drake, and she sees an opportunity to take tower possibly, which some gold for Cleveland State. So closing the gap a little bit. But yeah, like you said, Infernal coming up, and it looks like just a concede here. I think when your set is 0-5, and the mid-game Diana and Lucian are spiking into online, it's a scary fight to take. But we do see Caitlyn here is
I'd expect
curving.
that to turn into anything off that Thresh Q.
Caitlyn curving into the game, and Victor with that scaling potential. Still the two threats from Cleveland State, so the Squirt and All My Days here are going to have to pull off some heroics.
Now, how do you feel about Infinity Edge Rush and Caitlyn?
The rush, I think it's fine. Oh, instead of Stormrazor?
Yeah. We do see a pick on the Volibear. Shutdown Gold goes over to Victor, the exact person they want it to go to.
Yeah, huge shutdown. Yep. Oh My Days with... is this a chance to put the game on your back? It's a lot of gold. It helps him, as you see, complete his
Hex Core,
full upgrade
done.
and Sork Shoes. So if there's a turning point
Shystep is all in Kenny. Full Empowered Sun goes down. Kenny casts his ultimate to try to buy himself some time. Our camera switches over to a surprise 2v2. One shot on Neural Network drops before he even has a chance to react. Going back to mid lane, though, Kenny managed to get out with his life by sacrificing his ultimate. His flash is now back up, and he can survive the next dive, potentially.
Yeah, that's a nasty 2v2, especially when Lucian already has his Bork, and Blitz gets the heads-up E-punch knock-up on Thresh. It kind of limits the Thresh options to get his way out of there.
Shystep's up here by herself. Ornn ulti is casted, stunned by Volibear. Instant Brittle procs twice over, and no chance.
Yeah, so punishing the aggression. They see Renekton use ulti there, trying to dive Kenny. And so if she's going to stick around in the lane in range of an Ornn ulti, you have the clear-cut, easy-to-execute follow-up with Volibear, Ornn. Two champions that can get you someone locked down about a screen away. So nice execution here from Rekt and Starponer. Really showing up on these tanks, and the way they're playing the game, they're probably going to be hard for Caitlyn to kill in particular.
Yeah, at this point, I don't see Caitlyn being relevant for another 20 minutes. She's too behind, and the front line she has to cut through is way too beefy, to be quite honest. And at some point, I'm going to expect Azonias to come in for these Diana engages, so now 3 frontliners. She's going to have a hard time doing damage to. When does she have the opportunity to buy Armor Pen? I mean, she'll have to get it, but it delays all her spikes.
Yeah, she'll
but
have
her
to
spikes
get
don't matter if she can't hit the people it's valued on. Shystep does enter a trade with the Ornn. Ornn has no ulti available, and Shystep does, but is called off due to danger pings as they see the Volibear coming from side. He ultis, disables the tower. Shystep casts ulti, tries to turn this around. Daddy Strange on his way, pulls in Ornn, and they find a kill.
Yeah,
unfortunately, mid-tower will fall as a trade.
Well played by Shystep and Daddy Strange here. You see Daddy came in with the Flash E to punish the Volibear ult, which looked to me a bit like a force. You disable the turret, which is great, but you're still at Cleveland State's tier 2, so you can't be too surprised that Daddy Strange ends up showing up, him using his Flash there to punish, so pretty good job there.
They didn't have Ornn ulti. They were being pinged off the entire time.
Lantern
they flash onto
flash.
Kenny. They find the Flay, but the Q does not connect thanks to the mini wave. Kenny flashes out and again lives his life. This is similar to the last time we saw. He managed to live without having to use Flash. It was down, and it came right back up, and now he lives again.
Yeah, scumbag minion, but we see a TP from Ornn to... They get the Flash from Renekton?
Unfortunately, Shystep is just going to die. Very committed to the side lane, wants to fight the Ornn, wants to get the 1v1, but so far for the last 3 or so minutes, Kent has not given it to her.
Yeah, you see they're kind of smothering the top laner of Cleveland State, which opens up a bit of a Herald play, and as far as I'm aware, they get this Herald with enough time to respond to Drake if that's what they want to do. It's third Drake, and it's going to be Mountain, so maybe when you want to contest for Cleveland State, perhaps you drop the Herald in mid lane, create a bit of pressure, and look to fight Drake. But that might not be in their plans. They could be looking to scale out and get more items on this Victor-Kate duo before taking the heads-up fight.
Now, with teleport available on Diana, I think that they don't really care at this point if Herald was called in. They'd rather get one dragon off soul point, maybe trade the one-shot mid-tower, who cares? If worst-case scenario, Diana could TP in onto the entire CSU team that's there trying to make a trade, buy time for a team to flank and clean up. And that can immediately turn into a Baron at this point in the game. We do see a pause come through.
Yeah, so while we're on pause here, I think you're right. They don't care too much about Herald. What's most important is this Mountain Drake that's spawning in 8 seconds.
Game is on pause now. We are back in.
So here's the Drake setup. They're 4-stacking on a pink ward, while Lucian just does Drake. So this probably will be death for Thresh.
Good check with the Lantern. Smart read by Neural Network. They do not lose another member on the side of CS2, but that is, again, another dragon over to Kent. Shicep is chipping away in the top wave. Needs to finish Cleaver ASAP to remain a threat against Ornn.
Yep, so third Drake going down at Kent State. And
they're looking for a pick on the Ornn the bot side. Oh My Days does not have a rise to add slows, but finds a gravity field, stuns the Ornn. He cannot recast ulti. He has enough tenacity to get it off. Flashes and procs Brittle onto Oh My Days. Q connects. Diana engages with the ulti. He should drop here instantly. Trap is found onto Diana. Does not matter. Volibear coming in with the side. He does have an ultimate available. They can choose to dive here if they want. Hook is available on Blitz. Cast the ulti. Blitz is hooked in. Set ulti. The Volibear to the backline does not matter. He has his own ulti to give him a ton of extra health to work with.
Yeah, and you see a bit of a commit on Ornn. I think Oh My Days would have been able to chase him down just with the move speed you get from Victor, but we see a Kenny's TP, actually huge Diana play. The Diana play was so big that the turn for the rest of Kent State was pretty free, and you see Lucian kind of waltz in and pick up a pretty fairly easy triple, and we won't be able to see that back, but the next high action play
we
that
got
happens,
you. Yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Now you are right though. It was a big play because Victor died. Right now, Victor is the only person that really matters on CSU, and he's not even that strong. That's how irrelevant the rest of the team is at this moment. The Renekton pick needs to be able to start creating pressure for it to mean something, and unfortunately, there hasn't been any pressure generated in the last 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Victor is the only champion that is dealing relevant damage at this current stage, as there's a lot of armor purchased on the side of Kent. But if he just dies, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and you know what gives you more armor? Mountain Soul.
Yep, and that is coming, and they are at 3 dragons, 3 minutes away. They're looking to set up Vision on Baron, that potentially to lead to a pick. They may just start to see the right members, but I personally think with a Blitzcrank, this is all just a choke out Vision to bait someone to come in. Once they get a pick, then they do Baron.
Is there any point of fall off for Kent State, in your opinion? Do the Ornn items just seal the deal in terms of damage profiles?
So I would say that Caitlyn is stronger than Lucian late game, and I think that Victor is stronger than Diana late game if played correctly. The Ornn items make that gap very small. It doesn't mean that much. Lucian is still very strong late game. It's just not as reliable as Caitlyn. And then with Ornn items coming in, the situations where he finds his reliability are going to be that much more impactful.
Yeah.
And then the gap between Victor and Diana is lessened. We do see a pick onto Shystep, gets bounced around. She's looking for a trade on the Blitz, says, if I'm going to die, you're going to die with me. Will she find it? She does. Double E-cast with Empowered, but drops down to Volibear. Herald was called in mid. They do find the hit, but it does not connect. Ornn ulti is cast onto Daddy Strange on the set. He dies instantly before he can cast his W.
Yeah, and so overall we see 2 for 1, a 1 for 1 hero play by Shysep to take the Blitz down with her, but if you're Kent State, you're still fine with that. use your blitz to get a pick, and although he does go down, they're just going to look to start Baron because they also are able to pick up Daddy Strange with a nice Ornn ulti. He was unable to grab the Lantern and get to safety. They've been able to insta-burst this set like he is not a tank at all this game.
Yeah, if I were Set, I'm not having a good time. And like you said, with that pick, Smite's off the table, it's a free Baron.
And Fort Drake up in a minute, so it's like the dominoes kind of falling in favor of Kent State here.
I would say with Ornn items, if this game for some reason lasts 50 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever, which at this point I think it's safe to say it probably won't. But if it does, Mountain Soul plus Ornn items, I don't think there's any lead on the side of CSU. I think it's just neutralized completely.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's just going to come down to who plays better.
Yep. But we do see almost a 10k gold difference here, and that's not counting the Ornn items or the dragon resistant buffs you get from that. So 10k on top of basically every neutral you could ask for. Tough situation for Cleveland State, and the only deathless member being Squirt.
They do deny the steal, though. That's good. Reset is what you want here. You want to hand it off to the victor. If you want any chance of winning this dragon fight, you need everything you can get, and that means securing the blue buff for Victor to pump out as many spells as he can.
Yep. We do see he does get that blue, and
yeah, you do not want to be in a
days.
choke like that against the Diana, though. A little scary situation to be in.
Engage with
Tri-Step finds 3 on the side, dies instantly. They try to trade on the Volibear. He jumps out. Kenny flashes the wall with a huge Diana ulti potentially, but it's canceled out by the Set ulti, but it does not matter as Squirt is deleted.
Yeah, pretty systematic fight.
And they even get the Victor flash, unfortunately.
Your
Kenny
Volibear.
TP's topside to trade an inhibitor tower at the same time. There's a lot happening on the map at once.
They're getting everything here with that 3-for-0 fight. And another insane play by Kenny, I gotta say. Getting onto the backline members of Cleveland State. Oh My Days was forced to flash away, and everybody else was basically toast.
Yep. Basically, Volibear is supposed to be the disruptor, but Volibear was forced to all out for safety. Kenny says, you know what? I can do that too. Flashes the wall and scrambles CSU.
Yeah.
Now, on the back end of this, they did find, if Kenny gets picked here, honestly, it does not matter. They managed, and he trades onto Oh My Days.
Victor.
I was about to say, they managed to find Victor's flash on the back end of this. That means that with Baron, with all these inhibitors down, if they just flash and they find Squirt, he's dead.
Yeah.
Hook hits, it does not matter. Your main source of wave clear on the Victor is gone. Doesn't even matter if he was here. You have Baron empowered minions. You cannot wave clear them. They're just diving and dismantling CSU in this first game. 27-8, Mountain Soul. And that's game.
Yeah, really well played by Kent State here. So as the Nexus falls, we could take another look just at them closing out, basically. Ornn with a nice 2-man knockup, and that will seal the deal for Cleveland State. But I do have to give props to